Hey Dustin, what's up, man? Can you hear me okay? Hey Magical Girl, good morning everybody. Who else has come in? Y'all hear me okay? Hey Chucky with Carmen B. Hey Rochelle, what's up? Hey D, what's up, homie? I'll wait for a few more people to come in. Linda, what's up? Good morning. Sylvia, good morning. Hope everybody's having a blessed Saturday. Chicago BBW, what's up, mama? And I'm not talking about me being fired. I'm gonna be talking about somebody who on the channel who reached out to me because she shared some things, and I know I got a lot of new drivers in here. People thinking about coming to the industry, and want to make sure you guys understand some things when dealing with companies and preventables. Because the baby did a few things that I think she could be in a better position had she known better. I also want to talk about training because the other thing is my students on top, so I'm not trying to be too loud. So I hope y'all hear me okay. Um, the other thing is that I don't. There's ways just to handle stuff to cover your ass. Always cover your ass in this industry, in any industry, but damn sure in this industry. Let's see what we got. Okay, I think we got a few. We got a few. Enough. We're gonna get into it. So I had a driver because I told y'all can always reach out to me on Facebook or through my email, and I had a driver who reached out to me through Facebook. She's like, I need your help. I got a big issue. I really, really need to talk to somebody. So I got her message, and then, hey, African Violet, good morning, good morning. I got her message, and I immediately called her. I mean, if I have time, if I don't get back to you right away, it's just mean I'm busy with something. But I will try to get back to you guys when I can, either in writing or phone call. I don't mind talking to people. Um, and like I said, I've even put some of y'all up with Trucker Bill, so y'all know we. And then I got Trucker Bill, I got Danielle, I got Jose, all of which are very open people to talk to you, and be very real with you. Um, Bill is probably the one with the most tenure of my people that have been driving out here for a while. So if I don't know, he's the first one I would go to or refer you to. It's like my student when he gets off this truck, he's gonna have three numbers. He'll have Danielle's number, he'll have Bill's number, and I got to make sure Jose cool with it. I'll give Jose's number. And Jose has offered before that if I have students have questions, he has no problem with talking to them. So Jose's got 21 years, Bill's got 40 some years. Danielle's grew up in a trucking family and herself has been in the industry over 18 years. She even was a driver manager at a point in PA. So not only is she a driver, but she's also worked in the offices. Um, so the young lady was working for a company called Werner. I'm gonna use the company's name. The company terminated her based on I think she had a minimum of three preventables. They're trying to list over I think she said six. Hey He Bach, what's up, baby? That they tried to they're listing Linda, what's up? Good morning. Um, she she she's I think they're trying to list over six preventables. Trucker Felicia, good morning, good morning. And so she reached out to me because she had been terminated from Werner. Now she started putting her applications out there. She got declines from several companies, obviously because she was terminated for safety reasons. When you're terminated for safety reasons, it does make it harder for you to get a job somewhere else. Hey, MJ, what's up, baby? MJ, my good morning. I love that MJ, like Michael Jackson. Um, but it does make it tougher for you to get a job. But the jobs are not. Oh, they can't list more than three. Okay. Um, the job it does make it tougher for you to get a job. Now, I'm gonna back up on her story because I talked to her and I said I need to know what happened from the beginning to current. Um, laughing out, I hit it two times. I need to know what happened from beginning to current. So the baby is brand new to the industry. I don't think she's been driving 3 months, so she's really new. Um, First thing is Werner failed her. I'm gonna put it on Werner. Werner failed her. They put her with a trainer who was a drop hook trainer. All the trainer did was take loads from one yard to another yard and drop and hook. So the baby has no OTR experience. She has no backing experience other than what she learned in trucking school. Trucking in heels, what's up? Yes, we're gonna talk about it. We're getting into it, mama. Y'all, and for y'all experienced drivers being here chatting with the newbies, let them know. Okay. I already talked to her about that. We get into that magical girl. We get into the DAC. I talked to her about that yesterday. So, because I talked to her 2 times, because Werner's telling her to do some stuff, which if they're different from what I knew when I was with Werner, preferably they different in the new climate, then cool. But if they not, then it's gonna be a whole nother issue. Good morning, Disney Princess. Good morning. So what Werner did, they put her with a trainer. The trainer that they put her with was only dropping hook. Now, here's where if you're a new driver, you need to request something different. Okay. She was not, this is what I'm saying. There's times when you sometimes need to get off that trainer's truck and you contact Werner back in the day. I don't know how they are today, and I probably would have to check with like DCI Jams or somebody like that on the 411. Werner back in the day used to assign you what's called a student coordinator when you were on a trainer's truck. Okay. Now the company I'm with, they have one lady who's their coordinator person, and I've met with her. And that's who I send my reports to. Okay. Um, at this company, because it's a medium-sized company. They're not as big as like a Swift, a Werner. They're not that big. So they only have one. Now Swift had student coordinators in almost all of their major terminals. Okay, they still do, Magical Girl. All right, cool. Um, Werner, when I was with them, I had an assigned because I started with them. That's when I got out of trucking school, my trucking school. I didn't go to a school trucking school. I mean, to a company trucking school. I went to a actual trucking school. When I got out, Werner was my first choice. I went to Werner. My experience was not good with them. I don't say they're a bad company. I just didn't have good trainers. The last lady I had was probably the best they had, or the best they had as far as female driver. But she was still doing shenanigans. That's the one we slid in the truck in New York. Um, so Werner. Um, I do know that that lady, um, that they had I had a student coordinator. So when we slid, I immediately called that lady. I said, "This is what she told me to do. This is what I did." And lady said, "You prevented a rollover." I said, you think?" Because had I taken this curve coming out of that turn at 65, like she told me, we would have rolled that truck. The load was shifting. I took it at I think 10 to 15 miles less, and I think that's the only reason we didn't roll that truck. The only reason. And I just came off of the accelerator and I let the trailer catch up with the tractor, and because otherwise we were going linear right towards an embankment of water. Anyway, I'm not gonna say they're good or bad. My thing on companies right now is really it's luck of the draw. Honestly, it's really luck of the draw, and it's just like somebody just said, they're still bad. I don't know if they are. It's luck of the draw. I think when you get into like, for example, DCI Jams, he's doing great at Werner. He likes Werner. They like him. Um, I think it's luck of the draw. I think it's your fit. It's like Swift, the guy who I showed my student, the guy who did my refresher training, uh, Trainer Bill. He's like the poster child right now, not Trucker Bill, but Trainer Bill. He's a poster child for Swift. He's been with him 22 years. Buying a house, he's making good money. He trains. It just really depends on getting a good dispatch manager, getting good equipment, um, finding your fit. I mean, you can go to companies that didn't have the best reputation. There are people in Sierra England that are making money. Sierra England has a horrid reputation. It wouldn't be my first choice, but there are people there who have made good money with them, and they're doing okay. Granted, it's a training company, so that's probably how you got to make your money. But there's other people that don't do good. Um, who else it is? Anyway, getting back to the story. So I'm gonna get to y'all comments here, but getting back to the story, and then I'll come back and look at comments and answer that. So when I talked to the young lady, um, she told me that she had been put with this trainer who was only doing drop and hook. First of all, she just got out of trucking school. Okay, she needs to be out doing some backing. She needs to be doing driving. She needs to be building what's called her trucking stamina. That's mean driving your 10 to 11 hours of your drive day, because that's how you're gonna make your money. Um, She needs to, get out here and interact with the customer. She needs That's how you understand the industry. Sometimes I'll do things, I'll be tired, but I'll say, okay, like I had my student go and I was like, hey man, go in there and hand him this check for me. And he had never done like a lumper check, right? And so then they said, well, no, hold on. I said, go in and he went to go check on the low because he drove it in and check and see what's going on. So then he said, well, they want to know if you want a lumper. And I was like, I said, well, and I do it. It's kind of funny, but I do it because I wanted to stick with the person on what it means. Because these are some things that they might not explain in trucking school. I said, well, I would say we want a lumper unless you want to unload that freight on the back of the truck. I bet you he won't never forget what a lumper is. He like, no, mom, I'm good. I'm good. And I'm like, because that's how you learn. This girl did not experience any of that. And that is a failure of that company to get her with somebody who's going to train her adequately. She didn't experience back in the truck. He can back. He's oversteering like I did when I came back after 5 years off the road. And I knew what my issues are. So less is more. I have to keep the less is more, less is more, less is more. And then I just let him figure it out because he understands. Once you understand trailer swing, it's just really learning how to finesse it. And then eventually it's like right now, I did a blind side back in a tight ass spot before I picked him up. And I was like so impressed with myself because I hadn't done it in a long time. One little setup and my butt was right there and I just swung that trailer right on in. And one of the drivers next to me said, baby girl, you did that. I was like, but they failed her because practice is what makes perfect in backing. And having the mentor on the truck is really more if they understand the concept, we can just be spotters to say, hey, this is what you need to correct and just move out the way and let them figure it out. Um, she was failed on all those levels because all you did was have her go into a drop and hook. Drop and hook ain't crap. She's not learning about OTR stuff. She's not learning about terrain. She's not learning about dealing with the customer. She's not learning about um, overhead stuff, backing, restricted roads, trip planning, none of that. So she realized that she was inadequately trained and she had, listen to me, phone conversations with her driver manager saying, I feel I need more training. Good morning, Katina. Is it Katina or Catalina? Katina. Y'all ain't got my glasses on, so forgive me. Katina. Okay. So the baby was inadequately trained and she told them over the phone. Okay. I want y'all to hear me, and I mean this. Last night, me and the student, we had a load. We were supposed to get a load out of here doing a relay with somebody here in Lubbock. That load was supposed to be going to California. We get to the time, I said, man, let's get ready. We're gonna go across the street, wash this trailer out so we can, do a clean exchange with whoever's bringing this load in. Put him on the clock. We waiting here 10 minutes. Then I'm looking at the load. I don't see the trailer we swapping with. So originally I sent a message, then I sent a phone call. In the phone call, the guy says, "Oh," he says, "I don't show a load on you." The hell, I'm looking at it right here on the Qualcomm. Okay, that's why Qualcomm is your friend. I said, "No, I'm seeing it." He says, "Well, let me." And I'm dealing now with night dispatch because the regular dispatch is gone for the day because the load wasn't supposed to exchange until like 1800. So next thing I know, I'm sitting up here on the phone with somebody on the phone. I talked to this guy. He's like, "Oh," he says, "Well, let me check with my supervisor." I said, "Okay." He calls me back. He says, "Yeah," he said, "they must have canceled the load because we don't show it on you anymore." I said, "Well, you know what I need you to do? I need you to send a message about this phone conversation over to this Qualcomm." Why did I do that? Because I'm covering my ass. I shown the Qualcomm that me and this student are supposed to be picking up a load from somebody else. There's nothing on here telling me this load was canceled. You telling me this on the phone. I don't have no proof of that conversation. I need you to put that on the Qualcomm. And he did. He did. We'll look for you something else. Okay. So now I think they have to pay me layover pay. The student gets paid regardless, but they have to pay me layover pay. We're probably gonna be sitting the weekend, which I'm okay with because I don't like dealing with the weekend dispatch. And they'll get me a load on Monday. So I'm probably gonna have to get a hold of Grumpy, or we're gonna either relocate the truck. I don't decide which one to do a personal conveyance. I may get a hold of Grumpy depending on right now they had clouds out here because he likes to fish, so I'm gonna take him back to a fishing hole or wherever he wants to go, and then I might just go to Starbucks. But because Grumpy, he just gonna sit there in the car, just sit in the front all day, and he just sleep in his chair and do what he do. Um, the problem when you're on the phone with people is that and Grumpy uses something called selective amnesia. All of a sudden, that conversation never happened. She's had three preventables, minor, nothing major. Well, she is almost jackknifed the trailer, so she cracked the wind fairings. Hey, cool rookie, what's up? A cool Rocky. I apologize. My glasses ain't on, y'all. It is, homie. It is. It is. I'm okay. I'm just talking about another driver who reached out to me. So, um, the baby is at the start of her career. She's got three preventables for Warner right now. They're trying to say it's six. Um, the other thing was some of the. She told me so much, and because of naivety, she's just naive. This is a very hardcore industry, and in this industry, you gotta always CYA. Cover your ass. Put it in writing. Cover your ass. Okay. Take pictures. I When I was at Swift, I picked up some trailers. I sent my driver manager pictures of some stuff. Good morning, Regina. I sent my driver manager pictures of shit that I picked up that didn't look right. Because if I hook to that as soon as you hook the tractor to the trailer, the system registers the trailer you hook to. So if you do your walk around before you hook that trailer and you see anything that looks funky, take pictures. And then most of these companies, like even my driver manager I have now, I told him, I said I haven't met him, the new one I got. But I said, can you send me a photo of your business card? Why? Because I want his email address. If something goes hinky, something's weird, that cell phone, I take pictures of that shit. I put in a picture and say the time of this to the time of this the time and date are stamped according to the email. I'm picking up trailer do 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 do. This damage was already done to the trailer prior to me hooking. My phone has time, date stamped, and send the email. Cover your ass. She tells me she did a swap with a driver. Took the trailer to, I guess, a Home Depot or whatever. Takes it there, and then later, Home Depot shows her some hole in the ceiling or roof of the trailer. She said, I didn't do that. Now, I don't know if she didn't, I don't know what happened. But the problem is she hooked to that trailer, and if it was sealed already, then they shouldn't be able to put it on her because you can't look inside of a trailer if it's sealed. But if that trailer was empty or anything of that nature, and that she opened the doors and saw that hole, and that's another thing. Always pre-trip, look inside. Look inside. If it's empty, y'all need to be looking inside. I don't care if it's dry. I don't care if it's reefer. Look inside the damn trailer. Okay. Any massive issues, click 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 click. We got the number one thing in the industry now, the cell phone. It gives time, date, stamp. If you do a picture on your phone right now, and you go to I think it's properties or details, it will give the location, the geolocation. It'll give the time. It'll give the date in which that picture was taken. Okay, this little hole in the wall company I was working with here in Lubbock. Okay, with the mental trainer, the trainer who was created, or the owner who was kind of was it control freaky, Mr. Control Freaky. I picked up a trailer. My first trailer, my first load. I picked up the trailer at I think it was Cargill up in Freona, Cargill National, whichever one. I think it was Cargill up in Freona. This is the night I got the pass and the scale ticket because it was foggy. I'm out there in the yard. I took pictures. I just happened to take pictures of the temperature, but there were divots in this trailer. And I say divots, it looked almost like either somebody had turned the truck in with the wind fairing, and or another trailer was backed into this trailer I was picking up. And so the metal was cut in I call them divots, like it was divoted in, and you could see the foam or the insulation was out. So I'm thinking it's old damage. Luckily, I took pictures of the temperature because I just started with them, and I sent a picture to the owner showing the picture because he's driver manager too, showing him. So all of a sudden, he had told me before I got my next load. He said, "Hey, I need you to come in. I need to talk to you." And I just started. I was like, yeah. He says, was there any issue with that trailer? What are you talking about? He said, were there any problems with it? I said, other than the divots, and I said, that's it. He said, what divots? I said, well, I sent you a picture with the temperature. He said, you sent me a picture. I said, it was the first load. I sent you the temperature to make sure because you guys, unlike my prior company, there was no way for me to show you what temperature this trailer was set at because we had to fill out with Swift. We always filled out a macro. I said, so I said, I sent you a picture, and in the picture, you can see the divots. He said he couldn't find it. And I went back to the email and found the email and told him the date. He pulled that up. He said, you're good. Because what they were going to do, if they could, was gonna say I did it. Well, I wouldn't know the bobtail. I would have towed the whole bobtail of the truck up doing that shit to that trailer. I had dropped the empty at a different facility and bobtailed in to Cargill. I would have towed the whole back of the truck up, putting them divots. I said, you need to go out there and look at that bobtail. There's no way in hell I could do that with that bobtail and it still be in good condition. Hey Mandisa, good morning. Hey, Puffin Stuff. What's up, Miss Danielle? Good morning, Bauman JB. Y'all don't know Bauman is Puffin Stuff. That's when I did the interview with her and what's my girl Monet. That's the Bauman happens to be Danielle. So um you this young lady, she tells me damages and some other damages that took place. I said, before you pick up stuff, you pre-trip it. If you see something that really looks serious, you need to take pictures of that and say, "Hey, I'm picking up this trailer." And oftentimes too, you can even do it in writing on here. They have you can send it to your breakdown or whoever and say, "I'm picking up trailer, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm noticing that the side fairing, the trailer we have right now, we picked up. We had to wait for it to come out the shop. I saw that trailer come in to the yard the day before, and I saw that it was missing the whole. You know how you have to have the wind guards or the wind fairings underneath the trailer for Cali. It was missing the whole, I think it's on the driver's side, on the pass. It was on the driver's side. The whole wind fairing was gone. And so they had to put a new one on there. Um, I saw the trailer come in with it out with where it was off. I saw it. So when you would pick, if you were the driver who picked that up, let's say you picked it up on a drop yard, my first thing was send the thing to breakdown. Trailers missing wind fairing on driver's side. That's not necessarily something you have to take a picture of because you've notified them that it's missing in the first place. If you want to take a picture, you can, and then you've notified them in writing that it was done that before you got it. So you put something in writing saying I'm picking it up in this condition. Cover your ass. If you're in a situation where you know you are not getting adequate training, you're not getting the number of backs in. At Swift, we had plenty of people, and I mean, I think this is all starter companies where you had drivers who were just using the student for their miles. They didn't care if the student could back when they got done. They didn't care if the student understood anything about the industry. I'll tell people that's not the trainer I am. That's why Swift asked me to be an instructor for their school. I mean, I still had an email, right? Where like, hey, we'd like you to apply to be one of the instructors for the Phoenix School. And the reason was that came from some people in training who knew I wasn't about no BS. I don't want to put people on the road who are gonna be dangerous to me. Hey, was it Arika? Hold on. Hey Nikki, what's up? Erica. Oh, that's right, the Erica with the cool spelling. Okay. Hey Erica, good morning. Um, we and y'all forgive me, I have to look sometimes twice because I don't have my glasses up front. And sometimes I can't read the tiny print. But if you are somebody coming in the industry, if you guys are in training, because I know some of you guys watch me who are in training, please, 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 if that company is not getting you the adequate training, this is some dangerous shit out here. You don't want to be in this big ass truck not knowing what the hell you're doing. You will kill yourself and you will kill other people. Trucking is an unforgiving industry. One F up and it's your ass, and it could be the ass of some other people. If anything you can remember, this is what I want you to remember. Go back if you don't know about it. You should all know about it. And watch the video. You can pull it up on YouTube of that Spanish guy, that little Latino guy who killed all them four people in Rockies. That just happened. That baby is 23 years old. His life is done. He is going to go to prison for all those deaths. Once you get a Class A CDL, it's on us because they will hang your ass to the wind for anything. If you don't believe me, let's go and talk about speaking of Werner, where the dude was in the rain. He just driving in the rain, perfectly in his truck, minding his business, maintaining his lane, perfect. Family from the other side, hydroplanes out, hits his truck. Okay, I think somebody is paraplegic, somebody died. You know that man is gonna go to prison. He didn't run into him. They ran into him. You know why? Because the weather conditions were where he shouldn't be there, is what they're saying, and they put it on him. And Werner is going to have to pay a fortune to that family because they said he should have been shut down somewhere. Weather conditions were too bad for him to be driving. So since he was there, he shouldn't have been there, and they ran into him. It's his fault. Do I necessarily agree with that? No. Hold on for a second. And I'm gonna go back and look at some of your Shanti. Good morning. Welcome to the channel. I hope I said it Shanti or Shanti. Welcome to the channel. Hope I said your name correctly. If I didn't, let me know. Judy, what's up? As always, always love. Cool rookie too. So, and I'm gonna go back and read the comments in a minute. So I had the pleasure of talking to this young lady, and we talked about a lot of stuff. My big thing is if you note the stuff is inadequate, put it on your Qualcomm. Okay, put it in writing. In today's world, you also have a cell phone. Hey, Lena, what's up? You have a cell phone. Get the email address of these student coordinators. They got emails. I know they do because I got the email address of the student coordinator that handles him. And she's the only one here. But even when I was with Swift, every time I had a student, I had their coordinator. I send updated weekly reports on how the student's doing, the good, the bad, and ugly, and I've already talked to the student about it. I'm not. I'm always trying to be. I'm no chaser. I'm always very clear with no chaser. Um, just I try to be real because I think we got a lot of people out here BSing these people, and this is not a game you can BS in. You got to keep it real. This is dangerous out here. Um, so if you're not getting adequate training, understand you're in a very dangerous situation. You want to get home, so you want to make sure you're trained properly. And if that company won't do it, another one will. I left Werner and I went to Swift. Swift worked better for me, and I did my first year with them. Came off the road for a minute, went back out on the road with another company called Pride. Then I went to Conway and was with them for about a year. Came back into corporate America for 5 years, and then dealing with Grumpy and his drama and some other stuff. And then came back into trucking just recently, as y'all know, within the last been out here 4 years now. So I had a fracture, all that. Cover your ass. Cover your ass. The fracture I had was on a lady I already wanted to get off her truck. It happened that I had that night just had requested to be off this lady's truck because things weren't right. So yeah, cover your ass. And I'm gonna go back to these comments in a second. We'll go through them and talk about each one of them. Um, but I'm working with the young lady right now. I'm trying to see this company I'm with. They give people second chances. And I asked my student, was it okay to mention he had worked for Schneider and had dropped a trailer and they cut him. I mean, that's to me, and I'm saying that's not a minor. It's not an issue, but that's minor in comparison to hitting somebody. But this company took him and they're giving him a second chance. Now he may want to do tanker. If he does, I told him 6 months to a year. Once you get out here and you roll and get that, let that kind of show that you can maintain equipment without any issues. Boom, you on your way. You can go back to tanker and hell, you can do something else you want to. You can do LTL, whatever you want. You just gotta have somewhere where you can roll for at least 6 months to a year and show you can handle yourself. Can she get a job with that issue? Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, However, she might either take a pay cut. She really probably needs to go back to a training class, which I told her. I gave her the contact information for the lady I have here. And I told her, when you talk to her, you tell her, if I come over, I want the 240 hours. To me, she needs to be trained completely. She's 100, like he's just doing 100 hours. He can drive. He can drive. He has to understand the back. And right now, it's just really understanding reefer, dealing with stamina, and then what else is it? And then just the customer interaction and understanding how reefer works. That's it. That's it. He'll be fine. He'll go on his own. He should be fine. Um, this young lady, she needs the complete package. She needs everything from start to finish. She needs to be just like she's coming right out of trucking school because Werner did not give her that. They failed her. They failed her. You don't put a new driver with somebody who's just doing some damn drop and hook. Who you would put with that is somebody who's experienced. So somebody who maybe like I was 5 years off the road, that I could drive, you know, dropping, hooking, and backing into holes. That's all I probably needed to sharpen my back and back. But I because I had driven, but 3 years prior, I driven before for about 3 years, so 2 to 3 years. So you just really need, to get with somebody. He would be good for somebody, a refresher, somebody who'd been off the road for a few years and just coming back into the industry. For somebody coming out of trucking school, that's not who she should have been put with. She should have been put with an OTR driver and dealt with all of it. And even if you are with OTR drivers and all they do is have you sitting your butt in the street in the seat, talking about I'll do all the backs because they don't want to have the patience to sit out there and let you back. No, no, no. You request more. You request. I told him I said, you're gonna be doing a lot of backing. I'm gonna let you, as long as you understand it. Just here's my statement to all students: don't hit shit. Don't hit shit. I'm gonna be out. Usually, if I sit in the seat next to you while you're backing, you're doing better. If I get out, then we working on some stuff. But for the most part, I'll sit and look in the mirror. Unless it's a real tight back. If it's a real tight back, even if you are good at backing, I'm gonna get out because even me sometimes I need a spotter. That's just reality. Don't be all puffed up. You're gonna need spotters from time to time. You're gonna need help from another driver. Um, so don't be all puffed up like I got this. I can no. I'm not that arrogant. I'm real. I've been in some places in Cali, um, shit, the East Coast, where I've had spotters on both damn sides. I've trucked to the right, trucked to the left, and they spot me into the hole. Ain't no shame in my game. I'd rather have two spotters than to hit some shit. Don't hit shit. So cover your ass, people. Put your shit in writing. You can take pictures of that Qualcomm messages on there. Okay. Now, what they are doing with her is they're telling her that I guess she can write some kind of rebuttal about her training to somewhere in safety. She's going to do that. In the in between time, meantime, she needs a job. So we'll work with that. And then if she can't get on here, which I think this would probably be good for her, because it's a smaller company. If she can't get on here, then what I'm going to do is probably put her with the headhunter because I do know that Heidi can place people who have been terminated from companies, or she can work with you. What you need to do to try to get that to where you can work again. So, hey, Crystal Fields, good morning, baby. But we'll definitely she's gonna get a job. It's just unfortunately she needs to go to some training company that's gonna actually do her training because she was not trained properly, and she needs more than 100 hours to him is okay. She this baby needs when I talk to her, I already know she needs 240. She needs to go from the very start 240, and I told her request it. Tell them, I know what I need. I need somewhere where I go through a complete training. If she could get on with Swift, I know they'll do her for 250 hours, and if she could get a good trainer, she'll be fine. Again, though, it's luck of the draw with those bigger companies because you're going to get people they're out there just for the miles, and they don't give a damn about really whether you know how to do the job. And that's what's really sad about the industry. And I really think almost like they do with retail, maybe you need to do some secret shopper and act like you're a student. Have people who do like they're acting like they're a student and see whether the trainer is actually adequately training them or not. But a lot of the big companies, their butts in the seats, so they don't really care. And so they're not really caring about the level of trainers that they're putting out. So they just any Joe Blow that'll put another Joe Blow in a seat next to them, and they can go forward, and then hopefully they'll figure out how to back and how to deal with the customer. That's all they care about. And unfortunately, that is a detriment. So let me see what the comments are, y'all. And that's mainly what I'm talking about. Y'all load got canceled, so I may have to call Grumpy and see if we can borrow the car, even though I'm pissed off at him right now, but we'll see. Cause I was either that or we moving this truck over to where the mall is at, and I'm gonna see me a damn movie and go get me some sushi or you know what I mean, my Asian food. Y'all, I'm gonna read through the comments. So hold on. Oh, that's the other thing. Thank you. I just magical girl. I just want to read. You said magical Navajo does the same thing. They can't list more than three. Let me mention this, and then I'll go down and look at more comments. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story of my buddy Mike. So y'all know I teamed for a minute when I first came out. Me and Mike were in the same trucking school. Mike is the one I told you was a veteran for the Air Force. To my veterans, thank you, because Mike fought in. He was in Iraq. I know Iraq and Afghanistan, and one of them he did 2 times, and one of them he did 1 time. Mike's job, he was in the Air Force, was that he picked the bodies of our soldiers up off the ground and packaged them to send them home when they were dead. So he had his PTSD was like his writing was messed up. So his break, his mental break with dealing with that. Anyway, Mike and me were on the truck for a little bit. We tried teaming. I'm not a team person. I'm really not. Training is not a big deal because your training's only on the truck for a limited time. So they're not on here enough to you where you end up saying, I hate you. You get them, you meet some cool people and you get them on their way. And you kind of like, you kick your little babies out the nest and they go do their thing. Um, and you help somebody. To me, that's good. You bless them and they go their way. And then if I need to take a break with this company, I can take a break in between students, which I might do. Um, Mike and I, we went separate ways, but Mike had, before he got on the truck to team with me, he had two preventables at our company. Okay. And I don't remember what the first one was. I know one of them was something about a trailer door. He bumped a light pole and it didn't really do anything, but he reported it. The other one, the other one was not anything he actually hit. He had hard braking. And so you in safety, they can get you for things on the camera. They don't have to fire you for hit anything. They can fire you for behaviors. So if they have too many behaviors of you hard braking, um, speeding, what was the other one? It could be a number of things. So like that, the guy I had who was a military guy with 18 years, like I tried to tell him, I said, "Look, you can drive. You could probably do wheelies around me. You got 18 years experience. You've driven the states and you've driven overseas a tractor trailer. The guy could drive. He's an aggressive driver." I said, "But here they have what they look at as behaviors that cause accidents, and those behaviors are picked up by this system. If you hard brake, if you're riding up on people, doing any of those things, it's picked up on this camera. If they pick that shit up on that camera after so many events, they can term you." I said, and they put that on a record that can impact you getting jobs, certain jobs. So y'all got to be aware of that. You don't have to scratch your truck. You don't have to hit nobody. You can just have too many damn drive cams. You can have too many conversations with safety, and they gonna hand you your walking papers because they look at it that there's a possibility you're gonna have a major accident based on behaviors that they found tied to accidents. So Mike had the first two incidences, and then he had the third one. And the third one, they termed him in Texas, and he had to find his way home. Granted, he's from Louisiana. So he got home. Oh no, he was in Arizona at the time because he's married to his wife in Arizona. She's passed on. He's married to another lady now. And so he got. I think he went. His family, his mom and his sister in Louisiana. I can't remember if he went to Louisiana first or if he went home. Mike's a veteran. He's retired, so he's got his 20 years. He got money. It wasn't, take care of his money, took care of the family. This was the extra stuff with trucking. So Mike got termed after the third one. Let me tell you guys this. If you're at a company that allows, and most of them allow up to three, that's what that she just mentioned with Navajo, Swift was the same way. If you have more than two, when you get to the second conversation, start looking for another job. Don't let it get to the third. Go ahead and start looking for another job because it's too likely that there's something could come up. It could be you don't scratch the trailer, you don't hit the door, but you have a hard braking. You just got termed because you've had two back-to-back conversations within a certain time frame with safety. Go find another job. Okay? And then you need to watch out for yourself after that. This young lady, again, not knowing the game, she let it get to the three, and now she's got a firing from Werner on her record. Werner's telling her they're not going to necessarily put this on her DAC or something like that. I think that's what I said. Girl, please, you pull that damn DAC. I said, I don't know what all they can put on there, but in about 15 to 30 days, you need to pull that DAC and see what they're saying. You can pull it for free. Guys, you can all do a Google search. You can get your, I think you can get your DAC. It's like what a DAC is, it's like a driving credit report. So it says what driving companies you work for. It tells what issues you have. It'll put abandonment. It'll put what if you left them. It'll put whether you were terminated. It'll put stuff on there about any safety issues you had. There's a lot of shit that can be put on that DAC. So you guys can check it every year and you just like a credit report. Hey Monet, what's up, baby? Danielle's in here. Oh Monet, Danielle goes by Bauman JB, by the way, in here. Um, you can put you can fight it just like you do your credit report. Like you can fight stuff on your credit report. You can fight stuff um on your DAC. So if something is wrong on your DAC, you actually can physically fight what's on your DAC. Um, that is, that's something you can do. So you can go and put a rebuttal. I have a negative thing on there. I never really fought it because what I did is I already had proof. I had pictures of the Qualcomm message. I had pictures of the truck. I worked for a company that refused to fix one of the trucks over the road. I'm not gonna mention what company it was. They told me to get my shit off their truck because I wouldn't remove the truck anymore. Me and Trucker Bill talked. He says you cannot move that truck anymore. You have a responsibility as a driver. Eric, okay. You have responsibility as a driver that if you're working for a company and they refuse to fix something over the road, you are to get off the road and park the truck. Um, they told me to get their shit off their truck and that they're gonna put something negative on my record, and they did. They did. They put something on. They put an abandonment on me, and I went back and I have all the pictures from that truck. I have all the Qualcomm messages. It never stopped me from getting a job. I've only had 2 safety departments ask me about it, and when I provided them the information, they said, "You did the right thing as a driver," and I was hired. I never had a problem, never, because the companies are supposed, and they know there's some companies out here doing some shady McLaughlin stuff. If you've been in the business long enough, you know there's companies that aren't gonna fix the trucks over the road. I mean, hell, the DOT Blitz, I went through one in Phoenix and they shut down. I went up in Flagstaff coming out. There was like 5 or 6 and they weren't major companies. This was a minor mom and pop companies. Their ass was shut down, sitting right there waiting for the tow truck and everybody else to come fix their shit. DOT shut their ass down. That driver knew half the shit. Well, one of them I rolled up on and I knew the shit that was wrong with his truck. Hey, Micheline, I knew the shit that was wrong with this. I could see it and hear it. I'm just gonna put it like that. It had to do with airlines. You Get the hell out of here. If I can hear it and I'm in another truck rolling through, you knew that shit was wrong with that truck in the first place. That's the kind of stuff you got to sit and shut down. And if mom and pop organization can't fix that shit over the road, park it. And that's one of those writing things. I put everything on the Qualcomm, everything in writing. And then if they want to trip, flip, and dip, click, 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 click. I click. I'll take pictures. My old driver manager from Swift, I took pictures of our messages. That stuff I had to take pictures of. That I was letting her know. I have pictures of equipment. Messages, CYA. Cover your ass. Always. Always. Let me go back here. So yeah, if you get more than 3, y'all, you get 2, you need to be looking for another job. Don't let it get to 3. Go somewhere else. Hold on. Okay, let me go back. And I'm just looking at comments, y'all. So hold on. Y'all forgive me. Glasses. Good morning, anybody I didn't say good morning to. Shit, they're still horrible. Magic Girl, I don't know that I believe that mega carriers are running the smaller trucking companies. I think the mega carriers, I think some of their services are actually helping some of the smaller companies get because the mega carriers right now are struggling with just keeping drivers. Magical girl, your ninja back's like a pro. You a hot mess. Okay, BBW. I said that you do. BBW is saying there's too many trainers. Don't be doing enough. They just want to be want the extra cash. Absolutely, you get people out here, and I say this, and it pisses me off when they do that, and that's why yeah, I think that's why they had asked me to train to be an instructor at Swift because I had a different viewpoint. I'm like, and like when I told this company, they had come to me and asked me to train. I didn't come in. I just came in the door, and y'all talking about you know your shit. We want you to train, and we need more female trainers. But only reason I didn't go for the instructor thing, I have a problem with schools that are 3 weeks or less, and I look at it as though to me you're not adequately giving these people and putting them on the road and putting them out there with trainers, and they don't really have the adequate training. I really believe that the trucking schools, and I almost want to make it say it should be legal for even of these trucking companies. It should be minimum of 6 weeks long, and that's to me even not that long. And you got these train, and they should be double checking on these trainers. Do, like I said, do a secret shopper on their ass. Put somebody on that truck who's not a trainee, somebody from safety, act like they're a trainee, and see how that trainer is training them. It's like my student didn't know he wasn't supposed to be on the top bunk when this truck is moving, and I had to tell him. I said, no, you can't legally move this truck while you're on the top bunk, not on the street. No, baby, no, mm-mm. You got to be on the bottom bunk. And you got trainers who, I don't want somebody sleeping on my, then you shouldn't be training. You know, they throw their sleeping bag or they bedding on top and go to sleep. Call it a day. See how it's right. Magical. Always have them seeing something about it in regards to phone coming to your Qualcomm. Qualcomm or your email. Chicago, she, even though she has the three preventable, she's just gonna have to find a company that's gonna be willing. She needs to be trained. The baby needs to go to a training because somebody's gonna train her. Yeah, she needs to. She can dispute them. Mm-mm. Yeah, there, and Bay and Bay actually has a cool rookie. I'm reading your thing about Bay and Bay. Bay and Bay actually was voted one of the best fleets to work for a few years back. Um, I was looking at them. They're a reefer based company, and I was looking at them. So they actually, are you still with Bay and Bay? Cool rookie, if you're still on here, let me know if you still, because I was wondering about them. They're one of the better ones to work for. I also think they have a lease program. I was going to take a look at. Um, what was I going to tell y'all too? Um, yeah, you can get your DAC for free. And it's done by a company called Hire Right. Usually, that's who they pull, and you can kind of look at it. And like I said, if there's anything on there, you can dispute it, and that's the reasons you want to have proof, like take pictures and stuff, because you can dispute it, and that company can come back and they can try to refute it, and you can, oh, is that what y'all saying? Okay, let me send y'all a picture, to the Hire Right or whoever it is, and send a picture of the Qualcomm messages and pictures if you have it, showing what took place. I'm just reading through these, y'all. Erica, great point. So Erica, she's saying, because if you still continue to drive knowing that you're not properly trained, it's your own decision and fault at that time. It's a chance to speak up and say, I need help or this isn't right. So you are absolutely right. She should have done that during her training, and she should have been requesting a different trainer. Um, Sometimes, like I said, a lot of people are, you come in here, and Bill told me you're gonna have to build a thick skin, meaning you have to kind of stand up for yourself. Otherwise, folks will walk over. You can't be timid in this industry. Timid will get your ass jacked up. As what the kids say, it'll get you. You got me all effed up. It'll get you all effed up, and you can't be timid in this industry when it comes to your training and handling this truck. You got to handle your crap. It's like my student. I sometimes go up. I was like, man, you turned to me. He's like, let me figure it out. Let me. And I'm cool with that. I like that. Let me figure it out, because that means he wants to think, figure it out, and click for him. Let's see here. First, I had two trainers. Next company, I had two. I learned so much. Trained from January 2000 June. It wasn't consistent. I had to wait a week or so to get new one, and I switched jobs. Okay. One thing I learned: get TVC Pro driver. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Hold on. Let me talk about that in a minute. That's actually good. Cool rookie. Hold on. TVC Pro driver from a Tia Petro. Lawyer for truckers, $50 a month. I've been through a lot. Speeding tickets, wrong lane instructions, too long on private road. Okay. Cool Rookie brings up another good point. I actually signed up for the one we have here. They have different legal plans that you can get as a driver. So like that ticket I got in because I hadn't had a ticket in I had a ticket when I was with Swift. My student didn't weight us the load properly, so when I got in the seat, went over the scale, I got the ticket. Um, I haven't had a ticket. That was back in 2011. I hadn't had a ticket since then until I drove past the scale in New Mexico because it was foggy and I didn't see the entrance. And they pulled it was a sting. And also New Mexico scales, they're not you ever go through New Mexico, some of their scales are sitting far back. You don't see them like you do in Cali right up as you're coming up in other states. They're sitting back in the back. There are a couple of scales too. I can't remember if that's Iowa or Idaho. The scale is in the rest area. So y'all be careful of that because I've done that. And then up in where is it at? Is it Montana? It's coming into Washington State from east to west. The scale is in the middle of the freeway and not on your right or left. I passed that one time. Luckily, they didn't give me a ticket, but they stopped my ass in Washington State and said, "You're the Conway truck that drove past X." And I was listening to, was it Whitney Houston or the shooting? I don't know if it was Whitney Houston's death or the shooting. I was listening to one of those. I think it was a shooting at the shooting that took place in the theater in Colorado, and I was listening to that, and I think I was intrigued with that, and I passed the scale and didn't realize it was telling me to go in the middle. Hold on, catching up with the rest of these. Let me see what else we got. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me go back. I'm trying to just get all the comments. Hold on. Oh, that's the other thing. She high-sided and cracked her fairing. If y'all don't know what high siding is when you drive past a fifth wheel. So it's really good what you do is to come up and try to get just under it, under your trailer. If you're not hearing that fifth wheel, because you can sometimes, as I tell students, always have your windows down because you not only what you see, it's also what you hear. And you can usually hear your fifth wheel, it'll like clink clink, you hear it. When you hear it, that means you're there. But if you are close and you should know your gauge of where you close, stop. If you're getting close and you don't see that, you don't hear that clink clink with that fifth wheel, stop and get out and look. And so she high-sided and, cracked her wind fairings on the side, so she did damage to the truck. Like I said, the baby needed more training. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back up. Okay, the J Canal. Okay, the snowstorm. I read that. Cool Rookie. Cool Rocky. Hold on. Okay, and Erica, you got the thing. I like that. Shit, first company I had two trainers. Company I had two. Okay, we talked about getting the legal. Yeah, the legal thing. They will make deals and they can adjust. Um, They'll make deals for you sometimes. Like if you get a ticket somewhere and the ticket may say it's $100, they might negotiate it down to 50, and also negotiate it where it's not counting against your CSA score. I didn't know Navajo had owner ops. Okay, Eric, I'm curious about Navajo. Let me know how they are. They actually had gotten in touch with me a while back. You guys have really nice trucks. I thought about full grade tanker. My thing is getting my fat butt up on that thing and close, making sure that lid is latched. This has been great advice right now. Heartbreaking. Okay, Disney Princess, you're asking about the hard bracing with Mike. So the issue, so Mike had a kind of a twofold issue. He had pins in his knee, and but sometimes the heartbreaking is that you're driving so fast that you're driving up on stuff. Their attitude is that you shouldn't have to hard brake the truck if you're driving a certain way. So if you're visually seeing ahead of yourself alone, you should be able to stop that truck without slamming on the brakes. When you slam on the brakes, that means you're trying to prevent an accident. Now, unless somebody jumps in front of you, they do know hard braking is necessary at certain times. So we have some of these four wheelers that'll jump in front of the truck. Of course, you're gonna hard brake. But if you riding up on somebody or you riding too close and then you're hard braking because that person suddenly stops, that's on you. So that's when it gets into the hard braking problems. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, Monet, I'm stuck here back in Lubbock right now, me and the student. I see you in Tyson, Texas. Yeah, we're here in Lubbock at Rips. Okay, hold on. Green Magical Girl. Guys, I'm reading through this. Depends on the trucking school. Shaquille, welcome to the channel. Depends on the trucking school. My trucking school is 6 months. I think I was prepared pretty damn well. But I had a lot of old school drivers that was training our school, so I got a lot of good information. Preventables, I know she had one where she missed the fifth wheel, and messed up the wind fairing. Something about some kind of scrape. I forgot what the other one was. Oh, that's the one. She had been got stuck, like I guess like in a muddy area, and Werner considers that if they have to come tow you out, that is a preventable. So yeah, if you would Werner, if they have to tow you out of something, it is considered a preventable with them, and that is grounds for them to get to terminate you. NR, what's up, baby? I didn't see you. Let's see here. Absolutely right. Coffee. V. Griffith, DAC report is free. I think it's like a credit report. You can get your, well, in Arizona, some sites allow you to get a credit report once a year. And if you stay in Arizona, I know we get our credit report once a year, free. V. Griffith, you can. Let me see, guys. What I'll do when I get done with this video, I have to see if I can find a link, and then I'll put the link below. You click on it, and it'll take you to where you can order your DAC for free. And I think you get it once a year for free. Yeah, when you have, that's what I said. When you have the lawyers, they can do all sorts of stuff. Okay, y'all, I'm trying to get through these comments. Okay, I think I'm catching up here. Honey, okay, magical girl, you ain't stepping on my feet. That's what I tell y'all when I first started this video. Any of my drivers who know something, y'all get up in here and make some comments in here for the other people. SGP Kitty, welcome to the channel. You can only see my well, the only reason you see my forehead because I'm reading all the I'm reading all the comments right now, and I'm holding the phone crazy. Um, but if you go back, you will see my whole face. So I'm sorry about that, but welcome to the channel, SGP Kitty. Um, I'm just trying to go through comments, see if there's anything I addressed. Yeah, if you guys in here, ain't no look, there's no shame in my game. I do not know it all. There's people in here that's watching that have more, like Danielle's in here, Monet's in here. They got more experience than I do on the road. Shit, I expect them to answer some damn questions. Y'all got experience and y'all done been through some shit. Answer some questions. The thing of this whole social media thing is that we here to try to help each other out. Hold on. We here trying to help each other out. So ain't nobody stepping on my toes. Get in here and help each other out. Help some of these newbies out. Help people who got questions. Help some other tenured people out. There's all sorts of shit you can go through out here, and we need to help each other out. The problem is we got some people that don't want to help you. Just look at you and like I sit sometimes at places and watch drivers and know damn well a driver's gonna hit another driver. They don't say shit. I honk my horn, man. You gonna hit that mirror. Just be assholes don't make any sense. Help somebody out. Karma, you doing evil shit, karma will come back. I saw him just 2 weeks ago. Okay. Oh, the tailgating thing. Cool ride. That tailgating, especially big rigs on top of big. Oh, that's like a pet peeve of mine. I can't stand it. Right? You govern like I'm governing 65 too. When my truck goes 68 on cruise, it can go up to 68 on cruise control. I don't know if they know that, but it can. This truck, I figured it out. Um, and the other big boys want to ride up on top. Testosterone cowboys. I'm like, you know damn well you can't stop. If I have to hit this brake because something's going on up ahead, assholes. I can't stand it. And then they go by you and got the nerve to flip you off. And I'm like, dude, you see it's a company truck. I ain't got no control of the fact truck only goes 65. The hell out of here. Go take your ass around. That's why the other lane is there. Crazy as hell. Cool ride, absolutely. You do need to help. And that's the other thing, y'all. Be helpful out here. I mean, like I'm just sitting here, I'm reading some of the messages from Cool Ride and some other ones. And somebody said, oh, I don't want to step. You ain't stepping on my toes. I am not egotistical. If y'all have not figured that shit out, that my ego stuff was thought I was egotistical in my youth. I'm a 51-year-old old black woman. Ain't no ego shit. I'll take advice in a minute. I call Trucker Bills. Bill, I got a question for you. Jose, I got a question for you. Yo, Danielle, what you think about this? Shit. No, straighten up. I ain't got no. There's no. I've learned in my life, when you stop getting help from folks and you just want to sit, look, I got examples sitting in that chair grumpy of somebody who I just want to sit and be in my own shit and have a miserable life. If you're willing to be kind and be nice, folks will be kind and be nice back to you. If you're gonna be an asshole, you're gonna get some asshole shit come back to you. I'm watching as somebody's karma is coming back to them from all the shit they've done in their life. I don't wish bad on people, but I'm seeing it. And all I'm gonna tell you is this much. I'm praying. I know that I've done too many bad things in my life, but I'm praying that some of the anything I have done bad, I'm asking for forgiveness, mercy, all that, and preferably that we can avoid that karma. Because watching karma come back around, that when they say karma's a bitch, it don't lie. So be a blessing to folks. Don't be assholes out here. Help these folks out, especially the newbies. Help them out. Also, I never say this, and we almost an hour in, and I ain't gonna be on here much longer. Y'all, if y'all watch the video for the first time, thumbs up, like, subscribe, share out. Um, that's the goal. Hold on, let me see what she got on here. I got cut to 64.9. Are you shitting me? Hold on. Hold on. She said 66, not 65, 64.9. Hold on, hold on. I was told it was to help with emissions and that it was to help APU units. I said, "You turned down a truck I'm buying. I was heated. I'm still looking into that." Okay, Eric, I'm gonna ask this question. Are you a lease purchase at a company? And I can answer you why they did it. Are you lease purchase at a company? Answer that question for me. Because I know why they did it. 64.9. My ass. Okay. And I take it you are using the fuel surcharge discounts that they get. Is that correct? Freaking ninjas. They be lying their asses off at these companies. Go ahead. They be trying to justify their bullshit. Just like Monty, like Grumpy. Come on. Yes, Erica, I'm agree. Landstar, I don't know too much. So I listen to. I got to get my Sirius back in. I got to move because my Sirius is still on at the other company, and I got to. If we get into Phoenix, I got to pick up my little radio. All right. So here's the deal, and they're not going to look at you and say, "Oh, Erica goes and fuels up on her own, pays for it on her card." Like Nick and Carla showed in one of their videos that they were paying for it on their own card in order to wean from the surcharge because they were finding that sometimes they could go to some mom and pop company and get the fuel cheaper. Okay. So if you're going with the fuel surcharge from the company, understand you're using the company's discount and they're still paying maybe a different amount. So what they're doing is they're trying to still save on fuel economy with the amount of fuel they're purchasing and you're leasing the truck. So it's to benefit them and not really benefit you. The slower you go in a truck, the better the fuel economy. So honestly, if you ever watch your fuel economy, if you let's say you maintain cruise control between 50 and 55 miles an hour, okay? And then let's say you bump that truck up and you go 65, 70 miles an hour, you'll see that your MPG changes. Okay. And so you're using more miles per gallon at the higher speed than what you are at the lower speed because there's better fuel efficiency usually between 50 and 55. Okay. Some of my senior drivers, y'all know what I'm talking about on here. So the company is realizing that they're paying for more fuel, giving you a fuel break. So now we're gonna govern you down in order to save money. So that point 0.9 or whatever that 0.1% is probably saving them if they tally up the big dollars, it's saving them some big money. And it doesn't seem like it's very much, but when you do it among let's say hundreds of trucks, it's saving them a pretty effing penny if they put you down. We're gonna put you at 64.9, so at least that 0.1% comes back in our pocket, and we're not spending out as much money. Y'all see that look on my face, right? How was that bonus that the big guy got on top? You see me? Well, then you could be an experiment also. Let's see if we can experiment on her truck and see if this does what you have to understand. They're gonna test the waters. That's the only thing I can see. That's the only reason I can see them putting it at 64.9. That's crazy as hell. But they might be testing the waters, and then what you do is you take a few trucks. You might know it only is yours, but they take a few trucks, see what the fuel economy is on it, and then push that out to the other ones. You have to understand, there's always a method to the madness. Especially when you deal with again corporate background, there is always a method to companies' madness. If you were sitting somewhere and shit does not make no damn sense, you be like, this makes absolutely no damn sense. And then behind the scenes, there is a method to the madness. He said, you don't have the mental capacity to go below 65 miles an hour. Right. Okay, I'm not really mad at you right now, cool ride on that stake. That right here. Right here. And my problem, like this company, we don't have an APU on this truck. We don't have a refrigerator on the truck. Me and the student right now are using ice because I just got on the truck. I have a cooler. I hate coolers. I want a refrigerator. So I may end up having to come out my ass if I depend on how long I stay with them and get a little refrigerator on here for me and my student. I like so far. I actually do like. I've liked some of the things about the company. Um, the people have been pretty much, other than that one dispatch manager, totally cool. Um, the equipment is decent. I mean, it has some issues. I don't expect it to be perfect, but we got the alignment done. Um, the interior of the truck is really good. There was a smoker in here. I've been dealing with that a little bit. Not a heavy smoker, but it's enough that I've been still fighting it out of here. I've been in some trucks that smell like ashtrays, and this ain't one of them. So thank God. Oh my God. You always got a Fruit Loop. Yep. Lancer, check out Erica. Check out if you can, if you have Sirius Satellite Radio, Road Dog Trucking, and you might be able to pull it up on YouTube too. His name is Kevin Rutherford. Kevin's been around for quite a while. Um, he's been a while. Monet, if you talking about the Jake on the Freightliner, the truth. I was trying to tell my student, and I'm gonna come back to you, Erica. I think was it Erica I was talking to? Yeah, Erica, I'm gonna come back to you. The Jake on the Freightliner, Monet. I told my student, I said that shit will park a truck on a freeway. Jake 3, I love Freightliner Drakes. I I wish that's what they were giving because the 2020s they have with this company have refrigerator on them and inverters built in. Y'all had to go get an inverter for the CPAP because they don't have an inverter on this. It's very not happy about that. But anyway, I just got the 400 watt right now just to run the CPAP. I can run my laptop with it too. Um, Back to Erica. Erica, thank you. In our Yeah, we've wiped. I'm gonna have the student is on top, and he's tall. My student is like 6'2", so he can climb up here. My fat ass was not climbing up there. I'm gonna have him wipe the wall on the back with the Clorox wipe, and then I have Febreze to spray because the ceiling in the Peterbilt is cloth. I'm gonna come back to Eric in a minute, and so I have some Febreze. I'm gonna have him spray that. The front ain't as bad, but sometimes I can smell it. It's still in here. But when I wipe, I have the Ozium. I do him Monet. I got the Ozium. And the company gave us something else. It smells actually good, but I do have the Ozium. I was doing that every day, and I'm also wondering if that's some of what's messing with my allergies is the smoke in here because I'm not I've never smoked anything, so me and smoke don't get along. Like even when I'm at Grumpy's, my father's a smoker, and he when he comes back in, he sprays with Febreze. That smoke smell makes me I can't I hate it. I hate the smell of regular cigarette smoke. Erica, back to Erica. I want to answer this thing about Erica because Erica was saying something. Oh, Kevin Rutherford. Kevin Rutherford. So to anybody who wants to do lease purchase, and I think, or he doesn't believe in the lease purchase part, but you want to buy a truck and then you want to get on with the trucking company. And I've talked to some owner operators out here over the road that I've met along my journey. I talked to one guy who went and bought a brand new truck, got his own trailer. He had his brother-in-law help him. And he came into trucking. He was a dental tech, and he came into trucking, and he said he's doing quite well. But he actually went and used Kevin Rutherford's guide into getting into business. Now I know Kevin Rutherford sometimes is at some of the truck shows, but he's a major talk show person on Road Dog Trucking. Been for years, even back when I was in trucking back in 2000 when I first came in 2010. Kevin was on Sirius Satellite Radio. I mean, a lot of owner ops. Y'all forgive me, my leg is hanging over that metal bar and it's going to sleep. Jesus. Okay, I had to move my leg, y'all. My leg is going to sleep. Um, Kevin Rutherford allergies have been on hot ass mess. Kevin Rutherford, you can pull up, but I know he has a kit. I know it's not cheap though. I don't know, a couple hundred, maybe up to 400 bucks. I don't know, but I know he can have a kit he gets on here. He also a big promoter of the keto diet, but he does stuff on being an owner op in the industry, buying a truck, used or new. His show that he does on the radio, there's times when he'll have other experts come on, mechanics, things like that, and people send him like their freaking oil and fuel and stuff like that samples, and he'll talk about stuff like that. Landstar is one of the bigger companies that he likes to talk about for people to hook onto. There's another one too. And I forgot the name of them. There's another one that's like Landstar. I've met a couple of their drivers over the road, and they do quite well. Very similar to Landstar. I don't think it's as big as Landstar, but very similar. And don't get me wrong, he doesn't believe in lease purchase. I do believe some people can be successful in lease purchase, but you're gonna have to be very disciplined with your money. And you could probably get in and out of a lease purchase, like Woody brought his truck in prime, his first truck. But if you go back and listen to what he went through to buy that truck, um, and you're going to pay an exorbitant amount when you do lease purchase. But sometimes if you clean up credit, there's stuff you need to do. Other times you might buy an old beater and just try to buy the best old beater you have that doesn't clean your pockets out with repairs. Kevin gets into all of that. So I recommend, if you guys can, take a look at him and see. Now I haven't bought his book yet. It is something that if I decide I'm going to go purchase a truck, which I'm leaning that way as I'm at these companies, and like this is like a semi-starter company. And I hate the whole streamline. You don't have a refrigerator, you don't have an AP, you don't have an inverter. That's one of the things that's one of the things is people not coming into the industry because the standard human creature comforts aren't there. You want me to be out here running, but the money you're paying me, I'm having to use to eat out because I don't have adequate uh place to store my refrigerator on the truck. Have a refrigerator on the truck. And a cooler is really not sufficient. Hey, Truck in the Hills. Um, Mercer. Mercer might is it Mercer that was it? It's not Mercer, but Mercer, I haven't heard anything bad about Mercer. It's not Mercer, it's another company. Mercer, but it's not Mercer, but I have not heard anything bad about Mercer. Actually, I think they've called me a couple times because they have company positions too, I think. Um, but like this company, no APU on the truck, no refrigerator on this truck, no inverter on the truck. Those are standard creature comforts that should be on here, but it's a semi-starter company. And so they get the truck is a beautiful truck in its own way, other than the freaking stereo sounds like a tin can. This Peterbilt we got a Peterbilt in our fleet, but we got the cheapest shit on here when it came to the stereo system and some other stuff. I'm like, y'all stop. Just because we want to, pull in some drivers, want to be cool. Like I said, I'm a Freightliner fan all damn day. This is a Peterbilt. It's a beautiful truck. Give me a 2019 20 Freightliner with refrigerator in it. APU, I'm a happy camper. And I love Freightliner anyway. Them Jakes are the friends, especially in the mountains. Cool rookie, hit me up in the background. Me and you need to talk. Hit me up. You truckerdoll at gmail.com or truckerdoll on Facebook. Because I got some questions about them. I'd seen them before. You're not the first person that told me about them. And I also heard they have a good lease purchase program. Hit me up in the background. We need to talk. I got some questions. Okay, Erica, I did not know this. I got in here. I'm pissed off about this. What do you do when you drive? I mean, my student, he likes music. I like music. When you drive, you listen to music. I listen to music, audiobooks, talk radio. That's my big ones, right? This shit sounds like a tin can. Not as bad as that international I had with Hirschbach. The stereo in the international Hirschbach, that shit was horrid. Mariah Carey like somebody was strangling her ass. It sounded like somebody was killing her. I was like, this how you make Mariah and Whitney sound bad? It sounded like somebody got up in there was kicking their ass. That stereo was horrid. I was like, who put this shit up in this truck? Even when I worked for Swift, our stereo systems were good. Because that's right there part of you just keeping you awake and in a groove to drive. And that stereo sounded like I'm serious. It sounded like hell. I was like, Mariah sounded like hell, Whitney sounded like hell, sounded like somebody just got up in there and whooped their ass. And it was horrible. It was really bad. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, cool rookie. I'm not looking at doing anything until probably end of the year or sometime maybe mid next year. So I'm looking at possibly lease purchase because it does bother me the whole no fridge after you done had a fridge. And, like, the last little company I went, if the owner wasn't crazy, my truck was great. My little 2019 20 Volvo, with the exception I didn't have a lot of space in it. That was the only thing I didn't like. That Volvo, it was great. I had a refrigerator. I was able to have my microwave. I had my inverter. I had an APU. And these companies trying bare bones, and they want these. Oh, well, y'all, we need y'all to watch your idle and put an APU on the truck. Me and this guy was like, man, idle that truck. You know, I came just to get. This was only supposed to be a stop to get gear for one day, so they're not gonna let me put him in a hotel. Now, if I was doing home time and he would be with me, then I could put him in a hotel. But since this was just a one day stopover, he could just sleep on the truck, and we were supposed to roll out. Now it looks like we stuck in Lubbock over the weekend. Which again, I'm okay right now. I said we were supposed to go to California. They got the earthquakes going on. And I told him sometimes things happen in trucking for reasons. You just have to have some patience. I'm gonna look out here and see. It looks like because we had a storm coming in, and we might have to call Grumpy and get the car, and then I'll take him where because he likes to fish. And there's another park. I'm gonna see if there's other park because he wasn't getting too many bites here. So there's another park I think that's supposed to be here that he had mentioned. I'm gonna see what that looks like, and we might end up taking him there if the weather is okay. Because at this point, I don't think we go anywhere for the weekend. Mm. I like okay, so here's my thing. I'll be honest. I love driving everything Pennsylvania and west thereof. You can have the East Coast. I'm good. I don't mind north. I don't mind south. I've even gotten comfortable with driving California. As much as I hated driving California, I hate driving the East Coast a hell of a lot more. I'd rather drive California opposed to the East Coast. So, and I've gotten good because I was based out of California, so it's not as big of a deal. Um, But I like driving everything PA and west of PA. I even am semi okay with driving PA. Once we get east of PA, I'm over it. I'm over that New Jersey, New York. I'm so good. And about the only thing is I did deliver a Sargento load, and y'all know it's about food for me. I found it, me and my other student, we found an Italian restaurant up by that Sargento in New York, and we had to bobtail to go get the empty because they take our empties over to another yard. We parked right there at the State Farm and walked our ass over to that damn Italian restaurant, and I can tell you that's the best freaking pasta. It was freshly made. It was good. Eric, you said hell no, I will not go to Cali. I'll drive any anywhere but just hold on. Just not in New York. Oh, you drive the north. Oh hell, you can have the Northeast, girl. You can have baby. You can have everything east of PA. You can have that. I'm so cool on it. I'd rather do California. I would Chicago. Well, not Chicago, the city, but Chicago in general. That's another one I don't want to drive inside Chicago. Right now, that road just tore the hell up. And right now in like New York and Jersey and all, they got all that damn construction up there. Y'all I shaved it down to nothing again. I'm hating the idea right now. Okay. No, it's not truckerdoll.com, cool rookie. It's you can get me at truckerdoll at gmail.com or Gmail. At Gmail. The email. Truckerdoll at Gmail. And then or you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger, truckerdoll. You can hit me that way. Erica, you said it'll test your soul. Homie, you killing me right now. Okay, I gotta tell my Chicago story, y'all, and I can get my butt off of here because then I gotta look and see what's going on outside, and then I may have to call Crumpy to get his car, his no brake car. Child, that nigga, he be that ninja. He lying about them damn brakes. He's just. Oh my God, I can't. And I just look at him. I'm like, the line is what kills me. I'm like, you 70 years old, just lying to lie. My student read him right off. He's a player. That's like, yeah, lie to lie. Try to play even on his own kids. Bay, so Texas, Oklahoma. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. Cool rookie, you breaking my heart right now. You mentioned really bad areas. Let me help you with the first one. Connecticut, New Jersey, Maine. Maine is pretty, but I'm so good on missing those. Everything else seems to be somewhat okay. You kill me though when you mention the three bad words of the East Coast. Oh, I'm not fixing the brakes. I put the tires on the back. I'm not fixing the brakes. Michelin, I'm not fixing his brakes. At this point, he can run in the back of somebody. I there's more wrong with that car. There's a whole bunch of shit. But wait, hold on. I was gonna say something else, but let's go back to the car because I tell you the crazy shit with this. So grumpy, I'm getting out the car. Oh, turn the AC off before you turn off the car. What are you talking about? Well, I heard that preserves the AC. Nigga, your car barely. Excuse me. See, God forgive me. Let me pull it back. I gotta reel it back. Let me reel it back, y'all. Let's reel it back. I gotta reel it back. See, y'all done made me had to come out my face with the bad N word. Ninja, your car barely stops. You got to pump the brakes 2 and 3 times to stop the car, and it's doing this when it says "ooh" when you hit the brakes. And you telling me about turning off the AC? Get the hell out of here! Crazy as hell. But see, the AC is his comfort. It's something that makes him feel okay. It's about what he feels. The brakes are incidental. Maybe I stop, maybe I don't. But once hey ZZ Beta, I haven't seen you on there in a while. What's up, baby? Um, once you hit something, you gonna find out. You gonna find a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I've driven all the U.S. Shit, I've driven Canada. Well, I've driven BC in Canada. I used to do hazmat, a lot of hazmat stuff going up for Conway. I used to take like something with paint up to Conway. Oh yeah, anything that is satisfying for him, anything that fulfills his flesh, he'll maintain. And I'm thinking, but the logic is what's not making sense. So you're gonna salvage the AC on a car that eventually you're gonna go through the brakes through, and once you go through the brakes, you're not gonna be able to drive the car, so the AC will become irrelevant. His thinking is just bizarre. That's why I said I'm watching people with their cockadoodle doo shit. Oh, he's got a whole bunch wrong with that brake system. I told you what happened. He lied talking about the mechanic called and told him that there wasn't nothing wrong with the brakes. That's a lie. He told me that for my benefit. I told him, I said, I don't care. It's you mainly driving the car. I use it every blue moon when I'm here. But like I went to stop the other day to take the student up to go get some Circle K, and we damn near ran over the little stop bumper thing because the car wasn't really stopping. Had to pump the brakes like 3 or 4 times to get the car to stop. So that's what I said. I'm on my way back to Phoenix. I'm gonna get my own little hoopty mobile, and that way he can be here in his stupid shit. Just ghetto stupid shit. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And he had the money. He actually has the money now to actually fix the car. He just wants to stay in the dumb stuff and wasting the money in other ways. And that's fine. You do you, homeboy. Because what's going to happen in a very short amount of time, he's going to go through those brakes. It's this thing's like when you hear the brake sound. I drive well with Swift. I was driving mainly I-70 and I-80 corridor quite a bit. I-70, I-80. When you say I-95, that is straight up northeast stuff. Yeah, so yeah, Erica, he a hot mess. There was something I was gonna answer on here, and then I got on a whole nother conversation. Hold on. There's something else I was gonna deal with, and then I got on a whole nother conversation. Freightliner Jakes are the best. I got on a whole nother conversation about the Jakes. Okay, apple in half. Okay, so I need to pick up an apple. I'll try it. Oh, spiritual. Okay. I can't remember. Something else I was gonna talk about. I was gonna mention something else. But anyway, I did get spoiled by having inverter APU, and it bothers me when these companies are now trying not to have that. And then you're spending all this money over the road trying to feed yourself. Like I spent a little chunk. I had spaghetti last night. We don't have nothing but this little cooler on here. And for me to go out and spend a chunk of change to put a little, because I can get like a Dometic, which is gonna cost like 500 or 600 bucks. It will actually plug into 12 volt and it has a freezer refrigerator section. It'll keep your food at a good rate. The coolers, they don't really work well. I mean, the coolers, best you can do is keep a drink and a sub. You can put a sub in there for maybe 2 days. After 2 days, the sub's gonna have to get out. Then you want me to monitor the temperature inside the truck. Well, a cooler only keeps the ambient temperature in the cooler, I think 38, like 38 or 40 degrees below whatever the temperature is inside of the truck. So if you have to turn the truck off and it's not idling, you're blowing hot air into your cooler and your food just instantly went bad. So yeah, yeah, it's madness. That's why I don't like coolers. I need a fridge on the truck. Yeah, Monet, I know you said I-40. The I-40 corridor is your friend. That actually is cool. But I don't mind I-5, 99, Highway 99 going up north, the Pacific Northwest, because I like that drive. It's just a drive I like. Hold on. Let me see who's here. Mm. Knocking on this truck? Thought somebody was knocking on the truck. Yeah, maybe they are. Hold on. Thought somebody was knocking on the truck. Hold on. Yeah, somebody was knocking on the truck. Weather's cleared up, so I might call Grumpy and we have to get the car and I'll find out what park it is and see if he wants to go to this other park. Hold on, y'all. Ay, 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 ay. Get my fat butt up from the low position. Sound like somebody knocked on the damn truck. Mhm. Y'all, somebody sound like somebody knocked on our truck. I got up and I don't see nobody out there. Yeah, but I'm gonna see where the fishing hole is and I'll probably take him there. I'll get up and get dressed here in a minute. But ah, sit back. Teacup Views, what's up, baby? Okay, Teacup Views have a small company. We are expanding. We only run Amazon. Ooh, which Amazon though, homie? Is it Amazon fresh or Amazon regular? That's actually really damn good. $1,500 a week? Is it a 99 though? Or are you doing benefits too? I'm gonna ask some questions for the other drivers. So is it a 1099 or are you doing benefits or is it just straight 1099? So it's 1099, okay? So they have to have their own health insurance and all that other stuff. How much experience do you want the driver to have? How much experience do you want the other drivers to have? Okay. So Teacup Views is on here. So guys, you looking for a job? She is her and her husband have a facility. I don't know about the company, so it's not. I don't know this lady, other than I've seen her on the channel a few times. Um, so I'm disclose that right off. So everybody got to make their own determination. It's a 1099. You're gonna have to if you need health insurance, you got to get that your insurance on your own. They provide the trucks 1099, and it's $1,500 a week. It's Amazon. Now, is it Amazon Fresh or is it just like Amazon General Freight? I guess really what I'm asking is it reef or is it dry? Is it reefer or is it dry? I think I've seen you guys. Chisholm Shop. I think I've seen you guys. Okay, so you're doing a job. Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna and not to knock not to knock your thing with what you're doing, because I think it's great that you're offering that on here. But on Amazon Fresh, you got to have some patience, because I know I did some Amazon Fresh stuff, which is they took over Whole Foods, and some of their organization with that is not good. Amazon regular should be pretty organized because they've been around long enough. So y'all got our information on here. Um, Teacup Views, do you have like an email address you want them to hit you up at? So she'll put her contact information up there for y'all. And then in the comments, once the video's done, you may want to put something down there below. So I'm gonna say this for her. I think this is good, especially for your younger people. So I don't know if you guys watched a guy named Chase and Andrew Jackson. Chasen was he was under a certain age. So with hold on, drive time and new drivers. Uh, V Griffith, I can answer that question in a second. Okay, so she's got her information. V Griffith, hold that idea because I'm coming back to it. So I'm going to say this about teacup views thing, and it's not to knock at all. It's just kind of to educate a little bit, teacup. So for my younger drivers, somebody who's been in here maybe 2 years, when I say younger, I'm talking about age. I'm not talking about tenure. Okay, as far as driving, if you're someone who is either military and you're coming in, because a lot of military people are with USAA, so you have your own, you have insurance through the military, and or if you're younger and you're coming in, like through you have USA insurance, which is cheap, or you're coming in and you're younger, meaning under a certain age range, usually under 25 or whatever, and you can be still carried under your parents or under family members' insurance. I think 1099s are possibly very good. Okay, also, the 1099, I believe, can help you where you can write off expenses. New drivers now under company drivers, we can no longer write off expenses, but the 1099 may allow you to do that. Please check with your tax person and see. I know that if you're a company, if you have a company, you can write off your expenses. It used to be we could write off our boots, we could write off our part of our cell phone or a cell phone, we could write off our food. Under the new Trump tax laws, we cannot do that anymore. I believe per diem is allowing you to do it. I'm doing per diem right now because I got to talk to a tax person because I believe it's allowing me to do the write offs. But if it's not, it's getting cut. I'm going to be cutting that off soon too. With the 1099, though, I think it's good for people who already have something set up where you can get your health insurance. When you're older like me, unless you already have health insurance or you can get a really good discount, there's a reason why I kind of went company right now, as opposed to trying to buy a truck again, because I need the health insurance and I need it at a certain rate. But what they're doing actually could actually help you depending on what your financial situation is. $1,500 take home, 1099, you are writing your own taxes off. So when she says 1099, you're doing all your taxes. They're not doing like a major corporation where they're taking the taxes out. You will actually have to manage your taxes yourself. And then your expenses such as healthcare insurance and stuff like that, you got to get that on your own. They're not carrying it. So if you understand you're taking that $1,500 home pre-tax, then you got to handle your taxes and figure it out. And that might work because it may work for you where she's giving you a set amount, and then she's saying, "Hey, you guys are home every weekend." That might be a dream gig for most drivers. I mean, with this little company here, I was here probably once a week here in Lubbock for at least 1 or 2 days. Yeah, and I think I've seen Chisholm trucks. I think I've seen you, and I think the only reason I've seen y'all, I picked out a bunch of long whiskers last night, but I got one left right here. I can feel her. I finally got up in there with the flashlight, and I could see him, and I pulled out. I had one up here. I got her. Yeah, but Monet, your situation is a little different than what Teacup is describing is the person would be working for her. You are your own business owner because you're lease purchase. This person would actually be working for their company and filing a 1099. It is different. They're not purchasing the truck. You're doing a lease purchase. That's different. She's doing a 1099. So it would be like me leasing a truck, okay? And then I getting some drivers. I can go home now, sit at home, and I have the driver driving the truck, but that driver is filing a 1099. I pay them through that. I'm not paying them like Knight and Swift like a company like that. I'm paying them, but they're only getting paid the flat fee and they're taking on the tax issues. I'm not taking care of taking taxes out, none of that. I'm there's almost like they're contracted to work for me. It's like a contractor. So it's a little different from lease purchase. It's like a contracting gig. You're contracted and you handle your tax liabilities, all that. I don't handle any of that. I don't pay your health insurance, none of that. So that's what a 1099 is when you're working for an owner op. So it would be like somebody, Monet, coming to drive for you. You're at home, they're driving your truck, and you're paying them a flat fee of, let's say, like she said, $1,500 a week. It's different. It's different. Actually, Magical Girl, not anymore for company. I found that out. Company drivers, we can no longer deduct any expenses, including meals. Now, if you're a lease purchase owner op, now I don't know how it's working with the per diem because I'm understanding if the company's taking per diem, you can't write the expenses. I'm going to double check that. I need to check with a tax professional. Right, and that's what I was saying, Teacup. She's not like us. They're not. They're a smaller company, so that's why they're doing the 1099. So what your benefit with the small companies doing 1099 is you may you'll make a decent wage and you'll get probably better home time or be home more frequently, but you got to take care of your tax consequences. They're not going to automatically do that for you, and they're not going to cover your insurance. So there's pluses and minuses to 1099s. It just depends on how you want to work it when you're working for a smaller company. And it just depends on what fits. So that's what I said. I'm not throwing anybody on the bus. I'm saying you got to look at what works. Like Nikki, for example, when she had contacted me and say, "Hey, would you drive for me?" And I was like, I didn't want to be 1099 because I need at 51 year 50 some years old, I need the health insurance. And if I'm going to do a 1099, I want to actually be buying a truck and I want all the business tax breaks I can get. Whereas someone else might do a 1099 and they just want to be home more frequently. They'll handle their own taxes. They might be somebody who's with USAA and they get really cheap military benefits for their healthcare and stuff. So 1099 works perfectly for them. Or they might be retired military. They already have their pension coming in. That $1,500 works. They're home every weekend. Um, they already have insurance. They're not worried about insurance. They're not worried about any of that. 1099 works great for them working for a small owner op. Not a problem. So it just depends on how you want to work it. 1099 can work in two ways. It can work as you contracting in, or it can work as you as a lease purchase. Magical Girl, find out if I don't know if you know, can you with the per diem, can you write off your because I that's the only reason I say per diem. I hate per diem. But if you can you write off your expenses now that Trump got rid of um the breaks on regular taxes. That's what I was wondering. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I don't dealt with too many people with Schneider issues. Oh, V Griffith. I was gonna come back. I knew it was something I wanted to come back to. ZZ Beta. Give me a second. V Griffith had put something I wanted to come back to. That's what it was. Okay, V Griffith said, I don't understand how companies ask for years of experience when many are not investing drive time in the new drivers. Isn't it better to cultivate loyalty in a driver by investing in their experience? Okay, so I'm gonna deal with that real quick. And then there was something else, and then I need to get off here, y'all, because I gotta sell. I don't want to be on the truck all day. We gotta find something. Let's see here. Give me a second. There was somebody else. ZZ Beta. I'm gonna come back to you. Let me deal with V Griffith because I left that back. So V Griffith, I get what you're saying. Um, the reason that most companies want experienced drivers is safety. Okay, less chance of accidents. They basically Swift, they had told us that they expected within the first 6 months a new driver would have an accident. Kind of like what happened to this gentleman up here. He dropped the trailer. I've high sided before. I just didn't high side and tear up no shit because I caught my high side because I was like, this truck is moving back way too far back, and I stopped. But if you high side and some people don't, it's just not something they've experienced or it doesn't click for them. You don't get out and look in your high side. You can put a big ass dent in the back of this truck, in the back of this tractor, okay, against going against a trailer, or you can rip up your wind guard fairings on the back of the trailer, which that could have been what happened with this truck. I don't know. I think it was in the jackknife. Um, those are some of the things. So when these companies are asking for experienced drivers, they're looking for experience based on the fact that that driver's been driving at least 1 to 2 years, and they should have a decent command of the truck, the industry, and doing the job. That's why they want drivers with 2 years. Plus, it also will show them what issues they have. Has this driver had multiple accidents? Is this something we have to worry about? That's why they want experienced drivers. Okay. Um, as far as cultivating loyalty and saying, "Oh, I'm training a driver from the ground up," very few of the new companies are doing that. Now, Swift is starting to try to do what they call driver retention, and their dispatch managers, because I knew my dispatch managers, they're bonused on that, and it also counts for some of their, I think, even their raises and stuff like that. Hold on, y'all. Let me plug this phone in. Yeah, come on. Okay. They're bonused on stuff like that. So when you have, y'all forgive me, I'm trying to, here we go. Mhm. I gotta take my meds too, y'all. Okay. Hold on for a second. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Nikki, what's up? I'll be calling you probably later on today, homie. They canceled our load on me, so me and my student are still stuck here in Lubbock. So Shannon, y'all might see me later on. I might go get me some shabu shabu or some sushi. Depends. I'm gonna call Grumpy Butt and see if we can use his car because all he doing is sleeping in his chair and doing what he does, which is nothing all day. And then I can take this baby from out this truck and he can get out the truck and go fishing. 'Cause this is boring as hell. Well, not y'all, but I'm saying I can't imagine just being stuck in this. No, no, no. We can get the hell out. He likes to fish, so I'm gonna see if we can find this other park he wanted to fish at and see if we go there. Y'all, forgive me. This thing I need to put a mount back here. I haven't done it yet, but I need to put a mount back here. Anyway, I don't think I said Monet. I think I said Grumpy Girl. I said Grumpy Monet. You hearing stuff? Yeah, they gave us a load, and then last night we found out that they canceled the load. I have no idea. We were supposed to do a relay with somebody, and supposedly they canceled the damn load. And I think we just had a cow truck come in because I could smell it. Hold on. Ozium. There we go. Um, I want to get back to this. Let me get back to this. With experience, what happens is some of these companies, when they ask for the experience, they just really want somebody who's not going to tear up their shit. And so you want some driver who's 10 to 5 years. A couple of years should tell you about how the driver has done. If they've had like a minor, they bumped the damn trailer door. Um, that's nothing. But the reason you want to see that. But if you go with a new driver, and that's what she's really talking about, a new driver is more apt to have an accident within the first 6 months because they're still learning the industry, and also depends on how adequately trained they are. So if they're not trained well, it's kind of like the baby I was talking about with Werner, where they just sent her out with a drop hook driver who's just moving. He's a shag driver. He's moving trucks. He's pretty much taking a tractor, a trailer from one yard to another. That's all he's doing. How in the hell are you training somebody? But the only person he could really help train is somebody who driven before and had been off the road for several years. Like I was off the road for what I told you, 5 years or whatever. So for me, he probably would have been okay because I would have got my backing in. I would have just got getting back acclimated to the truck. Driving the truck wasn't a problem. Once you've gotten behind the wheel and you got the understanding and do it for a couple of years, you can leave for 5, 10 years, come back. It's the same thing. It's just really getting your backing back down and getting that finesse. That's it. Um, as far as um, building that core of keeping drivers, that is an industry issue all over, and it is because it's just like this guy I worked here in Lubbock. I actually the company itself was okay. My only issue was him. He was horrible dispatch manager. As a person, he's probably an okay person, but as a dispatch manager, the guy's obnoxious as hell. He's pester. He's pesting the shit out of you. You can't I can't have you and I'm always in a competition because you're trying to push buttons because you got some I don't know if he's trying to push buttons. If it's I don't know what his issue was, but you trying to do whatever you're doing and pestering me. I gotta do my job. That to me is too much. It's too much drama. It's on my nerves. So I gotta move on. Beautiful truck, nice APU. Thanks. I love having a fridge. Thank you for giving me the new truck. But if you bugging the shit out of me, you're gonna put me in a situation where I'm stressed off, pissed off, whatever, and I'm more apt to have an accident. So I have to then assess: is this for me? No, it's not. Here's your refrigerator. Here's your truck. Here's all your wonderful accoutrement. I'm not. So loyalty is something you have to decide as a company what you need to do to keep drivers. I'm going to be honest. Creature comforts is one of the big things right now. A couple of drivers on here have already said, I don't want to go to a company that don't have an APU, an inverter, and a fridge on the truck anymore, or the capability to put one on there. Like for me, I was okay being in Swift, but I didn't have a truck where I could put my fridge on there. If I got a fridge and then could idle the truck and don't have you bugging me about it, but they started with bugging with the idle and all that stuff, and they're already saving. Because I remember when I worked for Swift, and you wanted your idle to be, they were trying to just get 5 miles per gallon. Most of these companies now are getting 8 to 15 freaking miles per gallon, and you don't have no complaints. And if you want to save more money, put an APU. And the APUs don't even gas anymore. I mean, you can get the fuel ones, the fuel APUs, but they got the electric ones, and the electric ones are working pretty good now. They've When they first came out, they were crap, but they're working. The one I had on that Volvo, it kept open these curtains up, it kick off, the whole front and back were cool. If you wanted to circulate a little bit more, I probably would have got one of those clip-on fans, and just otherwise that truck stayed cool. I kept that truck cold sometimes in the back off an electric APU. Um, let's see here. And then somebody else mentioned something and coming back to give me a second. Nikki, I'm okay with not getting a load. We were actually supposed to be going into California, and because of all those earthquakes in California right now, I'm okay with that. So, and I don't like working with the weekend dispatch, so I would rather deal with my driver manager on Monday. So, my homeboy here, I could take him. He likes to fish. We're gonna find him a spot. I'm gonna probably either go to the movies and go or to Starbucks and get my laptop out. I'm gonna call Grumpy and have him come get us in a minute. I was gonna just take the truck, but I'm gonna call him because he ain't doing shit, and we'll go ahead and use the no brake car. I just know I have to pump the brakes 5 times to get the car to stop. Hold on, there was something else. There was somebody else who asked a question. Give me a second, y'all, and y'all might see my head again. Somebody asked a question. Was it V Griffith? No, V Griffith I dealt with. Let's see, Teacup, Nikki, Cool Ride, Magical Girl. I know who it was. I know what Erica. I thought. Yeah. That's well. See, Erica. What I'm wondering is if the per diem will cover your expenses, because now you without per diem you can't write off anything. That's what I'm saying. If the per diem will cover expenses, that's the only reason I'm doing it. That's what I'm trying to find out. Uh, hold on. Trying to find the person who asked. There was another question. Okay, we got the years of experience, but somebody else asked a question. Hold on. After that, okay, ZZ Beta. Is leasing similar to renting? Yes, but it's rent to own. Okay, that's what the one I wanted to. I knew it was somebody else want to answer. So ZZ Beta, you asked about leasing. So you can buy if you can purchase a truck outright, that's your best move. If you can go to a trucking like a trucking sales place and do like when you go buy a car and you go so here's the best analogy for you. Leasing is like going to those buy here pay here's car places, okay? That's the best way to give that example. You're going to pay a higher price cuz you got credit issues and you might not qualify to go to a regular dealership and get the car. This is the best way I can describe it to you. So, opposed to paying let's say $500 a month for your car, you might be paying $500 a week if you go to buy here pay here. Okay, you feel me? You can still make money in it if you get a good lease purchase deal, but you're gonna spend a lot more money. If you got the credit to go to Freightliner, Volvo, Mac, wherever, KW, Peterbilt, and buy a truck outright, whether new or used, without a lot of problems, that's gonna be the best deal. And then you take your truck onto a company like a Landstar. They said Mercer. There's another one. I just can't think of it. I've seen it. It's in my head. I just can't see it. That's gonna be your best deal and the best money maker if you can go that route. But if you go lease purchase with some of these companies, the companies are making a huge profit off you from leasing the truck to you through whatever company, or they're getting a kickback through some lease purchase company. So the best association I can give it to you, it is like renting to own a truck. Um, that's really what it is. You're basically paying to have your job, but you can make a good money in it if you can get a good deal. I think JCT, I know somebody, I won't give the name on here, who's JCT. I've heard good things about JCT. They can tell me on the side yes or no. That's John Christner Trucking. Um, I don't know too much about Travel Loco. I do know somebody who's on here who's worked for them. They supposedly were decent. I don't know all their details. Um, Nikki's chiming in here about um, stuff on the industry. I'm Nikki Jones, who you guys see in here. That's my Nikki in Arizona. I am going to be when I get home, me and Nikki gonna be sitting down. I'm gonna schedule some time with her, and we're gonna be doing a face-to-face interview with Nikki, and she can go over a lot. The baby got a lot of information, and I'm gonna be talking to her because what I want to eventually do is I'm gonna have her do little snippets on the 411 on setting up your business, all of that, talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that way you make the right decisions. I do still believe she could be quite successful as her own owner op because she's already learned from the things that she's gone through. You just it's just now positioning yourself differently. And maybe instead of taking on for her, instead of taking on everything with the authority, getting your own trailer, maybe take your business into a Landstar and say, okay, I'm gonna have my own truck, but I'm gonna go on and lease on because there's Landstar people who are doing quite well. And maybe go with companies like that. That is one that Kevin Rutherford from Road Dog Trucking, he does. Now he I think has his own authority. But just to build up to that point, what you got to decide. We also have to look at companies like Wilson Logistics and who else? What's my girl's name? She used to do it. Oh, she's back on too now. She's got her own truck and she's leased on to Landstar. Shit. And I'm looking at it right now. Allie Knight. So Allie, if y'all of y'all ever watched Allie Knight, if you haven't, go check her out. She's quirky white chick, but she was flatbed and she ended up I think either Wilson Logistics or one of those, and that's they lease on to Prime. You have to understand that company is they're subleasing to Prime, and that's genius, and they're obviously doing well enough. So um, okay, all right, y'all see what Nikki's saying? She said yes, that's the way to go unless you have multiple trailers and contract freight. So that's genius to go that route. To either do where you're on, but if you're a solo person, for me, I might not want to have to deal with brokering my loads. I might not want to deal. There's a trucker on here. I won't mention his name because he gets on my nerves now because he's so arrogant. But he did do a good video talking about why he stopped doing where he was dealing with the broker. He would rather just go have a dispatcher give him his loads and go. It really is your makeup. Some people, they want to bounce, they want to juggle all those balls. If that's your thing, do you. You might be very good at it. Would that get on my nerves? Probably. Because now I got to figure out, is the broker, am I paying, am I taking less than what the broker is willing to pay me? Because the company may go to the broker, from what I understand, and Nikki can correct me. The company may go to the broker and say, so I go to the broker and I say, I own Amazon, and I say, I got a load here. I haven't been able to get I need it moved. I'm willing to pay 5 grand to get that load moved. The broker gets that load and he may go out and put it out on whatever electronic apparatus he has to announce that he's got some freight from Amazon and need moved. He may say Amazon offer 5,000 to move the freight. He may say I got a load that needs to be moved for $3,000. Where the other 2,000 go? In his pocket. Now you, the driver and the owner of your little trucking gig, could go back to the broker and say I'll move the freight for $3,500. Okay. Broker says deal, and he pocket $1,500 in his pocket from the $5,000 Amazon deal. Nikki, tell me if I'm understanding this right. It's not something I've done, but I've, again, just from my banking background and what I had listened to through videos and people talking about the whole broker side of the business, this is what I'm thinking. It's like stocks and bonds and financial advisors. That's where I come from. So you basically, the broker's putting $1,500 in his pocket. The driver got $3,500. He could have probably negotiated for $4,000. He didn't know it. So it's a game. It's just like stocks and bonds. Hold on, yo. Who's calling me? Oh, that's not my phone. That's my student's phone. Hold on. Yeah, it's like, it's just like stocks and bonds. It's no different. So, that's yeah, we gonna be heading out of here in a minute. While my student, he's on the phone. We're gonna be heading out. I'm gonna go getting Grumpy's car. Anyway, um, but yeah, you can do brokered freight. Is just it's wheeling and dealing. It's wheeling and dealing. Whereas, um, there is money in becoming a broker. I know that there's some classes. I know some people have mentioned some companies on here, that Trucker Diva chick in some of her earlier video, the one who's in pink. She had mentioned in one of her earlier videos an interviewing a guy, and I'll see if I can find it. It's been a long time ago, been over a year. Oh, Nikki knows. Nikki, do you know of classes they can take to, or what companies they can go through for classes? Because it's something I've actually wanted to do just to understand more of the industry. Because you can just take the classes so you can understand the industry. When I was with Pride, I was talking sometimes directly to the broker. JJ, who works here at the company I'm at, who referred me in, he's no longer dealing with dispatch here. He's dealing directly with a broker. He doesn't even deal with a dispatch manager. Him and his team driver, they're dealing directly with the broker. They they deal with the brokered freight here, and he drives back and forth. He's on a dedicated account. They put him in touch with the broker, and that's all he does is drive dedicated broker freight. That's all he does for this company right now, and he's pretty much home more frequently. Okay. Nikki will be doing some stuff on that. Me and Mickey gonna be talking. I'm be talking, y'all, and I want to try to set her up because she's gonna give you information. But I'm a person, she's willing to do it for free. But I think that baby should get compensated some. So I don't know if we're gonna set up some kind of donation or something like that to set up little classes where people can donate. We not may not ask, just say, hey, let's bless her for blessing us, because she's done gone through in order to give you the information. She may not ask for it, but I think she should get it. So we talk about that a little bit later. Royal Cash, what's up, homie? Haven't seen you on here in a minute either. Okay, got you. Yeah, we're gonna definitely get into it. When I see Nikki, we'll get into it, and I've got some other contacts, but we definitely get into it. She's sweetie. I love my Nikki. Yeah, when you and just hearing this baby story, I really want you to hear her, and I'm gonna call it a testimony. When you hear her story of her youth to where she's gone, that's a bad little baby right there. I call her little baby because I'm 51. I'm old enough to be her mama. She maybe old enough to be her grandmama. I think mama more than anything else. And then we just found out that me and her cousin used to work together. That the world is a small place. I work with her cousin, know her cousin. I didn't know this was her cousin. It was like, wait a minute, shut the front door. But when I get back to Phoenix, I'll be there probably either. It depends. I got to see about. I got to get to a doctor because I got to get some prescriptions refilled. When I get to Phoenix, I'm gonna hook up with this baby, and we're gonna be doing some interviews. We're gonna do some little classes on different things. We're gonna break it out. We're gonna break it out and let her get because the baby is with straight freaking wisdom, straight and smart as shit. Don't ever get it twisted. The little baby bad. I told her, I said, if I was back in corporate America and you was one of my people that work for me, baby, because I had no problems. I had people I helped boost above me. There's no shame in my game. Folks, let me tell you something. And here's some old people wisdom. You got people in this life who sometimes they don't want you to supersede them. Stop it. God may have put you in a position to push a David out. David was a king. He's going to supersede you. But how blessed are you to be in that line to be able to push him out? So, there's a lot that you can do. A lot that you can do. Anyway, I'm going to get up and got to call Grumpy and see if we can get the car and then get the hell up out of here. But we got a lot we can do. Let's see here. Let me just read this, make sure I'm missing nothing. Oh, started. Simple to organize your broker trust as well. It's another query call. Okay. Do I become a broker? Yeah. Yeah, what we'll do is I'm gonna get some information. The broker stuff, like I said, I saw a video and I knew there was some company that was mentioned that they were doing classes. That was a long time ago. I don't know. We could probably I probably research it and Nikki can probably get us some information when I see her in Arizona. But we'll get some information on that. But yeah, you could like I said, there are so many things you could do in transportation and make money. You don't just have to drive the truck. I mean, some of you guys can come into an office and make driver managers make good money. They make good money on they get bonused on safety. They get bonus on safety of their fleet. They get bonus on um, successfully loads that get delivered on time. They get bonus on a whole bunch of shit. And if you got starter companies, they may get bonus on even those trainers that are training drivers. They get kickbacks on that. So driver manager might be something you can go to. And who was a driver manager on here was Danielle. She goes by Bowman. Danielle Puff and stuff. She was a driver manager in the early days in PA. So I mean, there's so much you can do. Nikki and I are going to talk about the owner op part. It's something I'm very interested in because, like I said, coming to this company and being a company driver, what's irritating to me is getting these bare bone trucks. One thing that if I did, I would probably be just like this young lady, the teacup views, get me some experienced drivers and give them some decent equipment, refrigerator, APU, inverter on the truck, drive your loads, and then, I would probably have to start out where she is doing 1099 until I could actually do where I could do company drivers and pay them insurance The little hole in the wall company out here, they had health insurance. They didn't have life insurance. That it's like, whoa, you almost might as well have 1099, but they didn't have life insurance. You're home more frequently, and I was taking home good money, but they had no life insurance. I had a beautiful truck. All they gave you was health insurance. That was it. They didn't. I didn't see nothing about life insurance from that company when I went to sign up. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here because I gotta call Grumpy, see if we can get his car. I'm gonna find out if there's another fishing spot for him because both of us are bored to death on this truck right now. Um, because I was only doing normally if you do like a home time, if you have a student with Swift, Werner, whoever, any company, they'll put them up in a hotel while you're home time because I had that happen. But unfortunately, with this company, because I was just doing a stop through to pick up my stuff, they didn't. He was, we're just going to be here for a night, so there was no hotel stay. It's just a night, and then we were supposed to go. Well, now our load's canceled, so now he's stuck here over the week. And I know fighting with them, they're not going to put us up in a. They're not going to put him in a hotel, and because they're going to say, oh, well, we're still looking for a load for you. That's what they're going to do. So right now we're gonna get him off that truck, let him go do some fishing. I may do a live a little bit later, y'all, and then I'll probably find some lunch later on here. I had late breakfast, so I'm gonna do that. I've got to get dressed. But let me call Grumpy Smurf, see what his goals are, and then get back to you. Nikki, thank you for chiming in. Me and you are definitely gonna talking because I can tell people are gonna. You got. I'm telling y'all, when I do the interview with Nikki, y'all gonna enjoy that. You're gonna enjoy it. One, listening to her story on her whole background is just amazing what she's been through and where she has come. That part right there blessed me abundantly. And then listening to all of what she put together from being an owner op, having her own authority, why she chose to go back to company for a little bit, and then where she's going to go with her driving career later. And I think that is going to bless a lot of you guys. So we'll schedule that out. I probably, like I said, I'll be doing that when I get to Phoenix because she and my places live right around the corner from each other. When she told me where she lives, I mean, literally, when I was down with the fracture, probably just up the street from her house, literally up the street from where this baby lives. And that's the side of town I'm always in. And actually, Nikki, when I get into town, the drop yard for this company is night transportation. So I'll be dropping the truck on night, and then I usually stay at the. If I don't stay with Vivian and Vicky, which are over there by you, I'll be staying at the Best Western Plus because that's my hotel I like to stay at. And then you can hang out, me, you, and Joe. We'll go get us some seafood. I can't wait to get some hot and juicy, girl. Hot and juicy or some angry crab shack. That angry crab shack in Avondale is pretty good. That ain't that far from you. That's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie on them. But yeah, we'll do one of those and then we'll just get out and then me and you sit down and get some interview going. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being on here. Jaden, man, you coming in late, baby. Well, what's up? I'm getting ready to exit so I can get me and my student off this truck. Our load was canceled, and right now we sitting on the truck. Only thing I like about the truck is I had a bed because at Grumpy's I'm sleeping on the couch. And so here I can sleep in the bed and I got all my shit on here, but we're getting ready to get up. I'm gonna see if we get the car and get the hell up out of here in a little bit. Peace, y'all. Two and two. Be blessed. And we'll do maybe a live, if not later tonight. I may do one tomorrow if we're still stuck here. Peace.